Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a chatty get ready with me using Forgotten Makeup. I'm not going to so much talk about the makeup application or the products today, as are we just going to chat about life. And today's look is using the Pantone color of the year, which is a peachy color. First off, let me tell you, my household has been sick for like 3 weeks. I'm finally getting over it, and then Connor comes home from school, and it's always on the weekend, of course. He was sick again and had to go on antibiotics. He tested negative for all the things. He went on some antibiotics, got some medication, and he's on the mend, all while I feel that I was starting to catch whatever he had too, after just getting over whatever else we had. Did anyone else have a lot of snow also during this time? I feel like in January and stuff, and in February, we're in February now, but you might not see this until March, not entirely sure. But in January we ended up being snowed in pretty much for 13 days. We missed, the kids missed 13 days of school, which was a lot, and they were just coming off of their Christmas kind of winter break thing as well. During that 3-week period of being sick, I had a bad fall on the porch, and I'll insert a picture of my leg because I've mentioned it a few times now, and every single time I realized that I didn't show a picture. So yeah, here's a picture of the front of my leg, and here's a picture of the back. This hurt so badly. I was hobbling around for a week or so, and it stayed sore to the touch for probably 2 weeks or so. The bruises took forever to heal. One of the most painful injuries I've had. And I'm always falling and tripping over things. I'm really clumsy like that. Yeah, it was great. It was not a fun time. See, Connor's getting ready to turn 10. Today's actually February the 23rd. Like I said, you probably won't see this until the beginning of March. Speaking of the beginning of March, you're going to see makeup collections, nail collections, some new nail videos come out, some other things. I'm going to get back into cooking. I'd love to get back into true crime. But I really do want to start working on some more recipes, and I know a lot of you are probably eager for that as well. Maybe do some homemaking things on the channel. I love watching that type of video as well, so maybe some of you do as well. So just let me know if that's something you'd be interested in watching. Yeah, Connor's getting ready to turn 10 on the 24th of February. 10 years old. Time flies when you have children, doesn't it? I remember, you know, I loved being pregnant. Love Connor so very much. And I think most of you, if you're watching now, you've probably been on my channel for a while, know that I was married 8 years. We tried to conceive for right at 5 years, and finally conceived after a prayer went up at the women's meeting at church. Patricia, she said, I don't know if you're ready for this or not. We are going to make you the prayer focus, and we're going to pray for you a baby. Because they all know that I've been struggling with that, and at that point I was so depressed and just over it, and just was like, okay, if it's not going to happen for us, it's not going to happen for us. I go to the women's meeting, and that prayer sent up to God. 2 weeks later, I was pregnant with Connor. Praise the Lord. I am so thankful for my little man. I love him so very much. How can he be 10 already? But he's getting ready to be 10. And I just can't believe how fast time flies when you have children. Another thing, I think I mentioned one time in a video that we got a new pet. And it was kind of in passing, and I shared a picture of her. But I also wanted in this video to share a little bit of a backstory, because I think it's pretty awesome. So most of you also know that I lost my nanny, my papaw, and my grandma Brown less than 3 months of one another, all within 1 month of each other, and 2 of which were completely unexpected, and my nanny especially. So my papaw, he had congestive heart failure, he had COPD, some other things, and he passed unexpectedly, but he was sickly. And my grandma Brown also, she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in her mouth. She had a place on her tongue, and anyways, because she was like 93 years old, they didn't want to do chemo, radiation. They didn't want to treat her, basically. She was too old to be treated, basically. That took her the following month. So Papa died in June, Grandma Brown died in July, and Nanny ended up very unexpectedly passing in August. That was 2 weeks after my Grandma Brown died. You all know how close I was with Nanny. And speaking of Nanny, I'm wearing her sweater in this video. Isn't it such a pretty sweatshirt? I mean, isn't it so pretty? At first we thought she had a heart attack, but we're pretty positive she had triple A, which is a abdominal aortic aneurysm. It bled out basically minutes. You know, after that aneurysm bust, you don't have very long, and unless you have the right circumstances, you're at the hospital with doctors that can perform that surgery and all that stuff. It has a very low survival rate. So her birthday is September the 16th. She died in, all three died in 2022. Last year, 2 days before my nanny's birthday, so September the 14th, I heard a meow come from my papa's truck that's parked outside. I just thought, well, maybe there's a cat who had some kittens or something of that nature, and didn't think too much of it. I thought maybe they were in the, under the porch next door. But I kept hearing it, and I swore I heard it coming from that truck. I made John pop the hood on it. Sure enough, there was a kitten down in the engine portion of the truck. She was white, and she had gray ears, a gray tail. Of course, she's changed a little bit now. She has a little bit more gray on her. And this was 2 days before my nanny's birthday. And I literally was like, oh my goodness. It's like the Lord knew I needed like another little critter to pour love into. And just take my mind off it, because obviously sometimes I still get super duper depressed about Nanny being gone, because she was one of my best friends. and more than just that. So it took us 2 days to like coax her out and stuff, and to become comfortable enough to come on the porch. And obviously we were trying to feed her and stuff, and now she is, well, she's definitely my kitty. When I first saw her, my first thought was Kit Kat, even though she's white, and I still just call her Kit Kat. Connor calls her Fluffy, and we just love her so very much. But I feel like, how crazy is that she's an almost all white cat. She was, I got her 2 days before Nanny's birthday, and it's just funny like that. Just, you know, I'm like, wow. And then I always see a red cardinal out there near Nanny's wind chimes, and I always think, you know, cardinals, you know, are loved ones that have passed. And there's always a blue jay out there too. And oddly enough about that is, Grandma Brown had a cardinal and a blue jay, little like knickknacks, standing in her kitchen window. When Grandma passed, Nanny said, Abby, I bought these for Grandma. I want you to have them. She gave them to me, and now they sit on top of my stove. So I'm always seeing a cardinal and a blue jay, usually they're out there together near each other, near that wind chime at my nanny's house. I just think about it, and I'm just like, yeah, that's a sign, you know, it's a sign. I know that a lot of these chatty videos, I end up talking about Nanny and stuff. I just cannot help her. I miss her so very much. She meant so much to me, and even though she's not here with me physically, I know spiritually that she still is, and I just miss her. I did mean to talk about music in this video, because music is a big part of my life. I love music. I didn't get a chance to. So with that being said, we'll talk about music and bands and all that stuff I wanted, and movies that I wanted to talk about in another video. So we'll do some more of these. So I thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found the video helpful, even though we didn't talk about the makeup process in this video. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Don't forget to check the description box and the cards for additional links, as well as the product list. And I thank you so very much for watching.